three people came down and went fishing off our point, our large southern point, which we call Blue Hole. And it was a very big surf and large sea crashing over the rocks. And there was two brothers and one of the brothers' sons, and they got washed off the rocks into the ocean. My father Fred was notified. The person ran up to the shack, and because they knew he was capable in the water, and to notify him that there was this rescue going on. So he ran from our shack on the northern headland across the beach, and he grabbed his mate's surf ski. In those days, surf skis or surfboards were made out of timber. They were 16 foot up to 20 foot long, very heavy. Anyway, they carried the surf ski over the hill and down onto the rocks, and they threw, when there was a break in the waves, they threw the surf ski out, and then my father dived off the rocks with the paddle and jumped on the surf ski and then paddled out to the people supporting the victim, and he then towed them back in towards the rocks. And by this stage, more of the surf club guys had arrived, and they took over a reel and line and belt. And it's the old way of rescuing people. And in the shack, there's a belt up on the wall, and you'd put the belt around you and be attached to a line, and you'd swim out, and then you'd get to your person who was drowning, and then they'd tow you back in. And so Fred paddled out to the group of people. I think there was the person being saved, and I think there was 3 or 4 other members of the surf club supporting him, and he towed them back in to close to the rocks, where they threw him the belt with the line, and then one by one they waited for a break in the surf, and they'd pull them back onto the rocks and drag them in, and that's how they got back in.
But also with the surf clubs, we provide a service to the public, which is another part of the argument. If there weren't surf clubs here, especially with the rising popularity of this area, if there was no one here to save people that got into trouble, there would be a lot more deaths.